It has been 30 years or so since cross-border shopping looked as good as it does right now. And with the newfound strength of our dollar, the number of Canadians heading south is skyrocketing. But this next story is about more than snatching up a pair of shoes or a toaster. Car buyers are also cruising for deals. And it's important to note that there are some potential speed bumps on the way. That's why, as CTV's David Akin reports, Ottawa is offering some timely driving tips.
Putting a brand new Lincoln Navigator in the driveway could cost you $80,000, but buyer Nick Bontis figured there might be a cheaper alternative.
We looked in Ontario, first of all, to find out what Navigators were available and at what price. And we were starting to get a little discouraged because we saw that there was a huge difference between the Canadian prices and the U.S. prices.
And so, after hunting around, Bontis found a car dealer in New Jersey, and he saved a bundle.
We purchased it for $46,200.
You heard right. Rather than pay the Canadian list price of nearly $80,000, Bontis paid less than $50,000 for the same vehicle from the U.S. And yes, that American price includes the $200 border fee and the cost to ship it right to his front door.
It is a pretty sweet deal, but you have to do your research. It's not just as simply as driving down to New Jersey and just driving the car over the border.
One of Bontis's key resources was a federal government agency called the Registrar of Imported Vehicles. Thanks to a loonie now on par with the U.S. greenback, that agency is now doing a booming business.
Our numbers just went through the roof. We are now receiving 5,000 phone calls a day.
The registrar's job is to make sure the incoming car meets Canadian safety standards.
And folks should know that the U.S. standards and the Canadian standards are substantially similar, but there's some small significant differences.
We also had to make sure that the vehicle met the Canadian standards. So it needs child tether safety seats, it needs daytime running lights, it also needs to meet fuel emission standards.
And that homework paid off big time.
Just on the purchase price alone, we saved over $30,000.
Not every shopping trip will have such a happy ending. For example, Canadians who want to buy a Honda or Acura in the U.S. will find that the warranty is no good in Canada. And some U.S. dealers may not sell to Canadians under threats of fines from manufacturers. All of which means Canadians who want to find a good deal south of the border absolutely have to do their homework and read all of the fine print. David Akin, CTV News, Ottawa.